Have you ever been minding your own business and you get a call that says it's from your bank or from PayPal or from Coinbase or another financial institution? Or maybe it says it's from Microsoft and there's a problem with your computer. Or it says it's from Apple and there's a problem with your computer or your iPhone or your iPad. Well, we see customers every week that either come into our shop or have us do remote support or have us come to their location, whether that's their home, their business, their church, or civic organization, because they have received one of these calls and they let hackers or scammers into their computer or they were otherwise breached. I'm Bryan Longworth, host of a Faster PC Live Technical Support. And coming up, I'm going to share with you how one of our customers lost a lot of money through one of these types of scams, and also show you how you can take concrete steps to protect yourself from experiencing this type of loss. So stay tuned to learn how you can protect yourself. We did want to go over a very big threat and really something that happens, and we see it on a regular basis, where you're sitting at home, maybe you're sitting somewhere else, maybe you're at work, you get a call that says that there's a problem with your account and it needs your attention, or there's a problem with your computer's infected or something like this, and the person tries to talk you into either letting them into your computer or giving them access to your account or some other way of compromising your information. And a lot of times people don't realize that this is compromise. We recently had a customer, and this is a sad story. This sadly breaks a record of what we have seen, the largest amount that has been stolen from someone. And by the way, I know there are people out there listening and say, I can't really, I'm not big enough to be a target for these guys. These guys are going after big companies, but not all the time. If they can make $300, they're going to make $300. If they can make $200, they're going to make $200. But sometimes they get much bigger. And this was not a business. This was not a large corporation. This was just an individual that actually received a call one day that said there was a problem with his Bitcoin account or his account where he keeps his Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is cryptocurrency, and with Bitcoin, it's used by people. One of the things that made it popular is people in countries like Russia and China and North Korea, where it's illegal to have money and it's illegal to move money out of the country. They can actually put their money in Bitcoin, and once it's in Bitcoin, it's really untraceable. And so it has some technical advantages, if you see it as an advantage, that it can't be traced. The government doesn't really know. Of course, in America, the companies that are providing the service there, one of the things that they're doing is that they are actually reporting this and to the government. So it has lost really a lot of the anonymity in this country. But he received a call that said that his account was that there was a problem with his account, and that they needed his help to lock it. And he had his son there, who he thought would be a little bit more savvy. He was a little bit suspicious and thought this was maybe a scam, but he asked his son to help him, and his son presumably younger generation probably would understand this scam a little, if it was a scam, would be able to be a little bit more keen on it. And unfortunately, they talked about locking the account. I'm not sure if a phone call was actually made to the custodian of the account, or if access was given to the computer. Most likely access was given to the computer because what happened is these people actually had access to his email account. They had access to his MFA, which is multi-factor authentication. They had access to his account where his Bitcoin was held, and they withdrew $150,000. He lost $150,000 in this. And I know, again, you might be thinking, hey, I don't have $150,000 to lose. Well, what if you have 40,000? We had a customer that lost 40,000 in not the same scam, but a similar scam. We had another customer that lost 20,000. We had a customer who was actually a teacher, a computer science teacher, who was tricked into letting scammers on the system, being tricked into letting scammers on the system. What actually happened is she actually was watching on her phone. She saw $21,000 move out of her checking account out of her savings account into her checking account. Thankfully, she was able to stop the hackers right there, shut off access to the computer. She was able to call her bank and shut down that account immediately before they were able to transfer that money out of her account. Now, by the way, $21,000 was a lot of money to her. And maybe you're saying, hey, I only have $5,000. Maybe you only have $20. If you only have $20 and someone takes it, that's a lot of money. And we've had customers that, have lost $200, $300, $500, $700. We've had customers that have lost tens of thousands of dollars. And this one last customer lost $150,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to first of all just lay out some steps that you can take to make sure that however much money you have, whether it's $10 or $150,000, maybe it's $1 million, maybe you have a few $1,000,000. You don't want hackers to get a hold of that. So how do you take steps to actually protect yourself and to protect your account? So first of all, what we're going to focus on today is a phone call, because this particular attack started with a phone call, and a lot of the attacks do start with phone calls. Some of them start by other means, by an email prompting you to make a phone call, or a message on the screen like we showed last week, and we rolled out that video, that demo video, just rolled that out last night actually, that actually shows the screen that comes up when it says your computer's infected or your computer's locked or we detected illegal activity. This particular one said that there was a ransomware ransomware software, and it looked like the files were being encrypted. Call this number to resolve it. So some of them start that way. Some of them start again with an email, and they're trying to trick you into clicking a link or calling a number. This particular one, and what we're going to focus on today, is a call to you. So first of all, here's the first thing to do. The first thing to do is to trust no one. So what we're talking about, you may be familiar with a president that we had, Ronald Reagan, that came up with the phrase "trust but verify," and that was kind of a controversial phrase because some of the people were saying, well, we need to trust our allies, and we even need to trust our enemies. If they say they don't have missiles, well, we need to trust that they don't have missiles. And Ronald Reagan said, trust but verify. Well, here's the thing with cybersecurity today, you have to trust no one. In fact, there's a phrase that's called zero trust. And there's zero trust software, and we'll talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes. But what you need to do is you need to first trust no one and have this zero trust mentality, where you're from first base, from your first instinct, you're not trusting the person that's on the phone. You're not You're not thinking that they are who they say they are. You're going to verify who they say they are. And by the way, that doesn't mean you look at your phone and you see that whether it tells you that it's Comcast or not, or Microsoft, or Coinbase, or your bank, because caller IDs, the name and the phone number, can be spoofed. What that means is that the hacker or the scammer can actually put your bank's number and your bank's name, and the incoming call will sound like and look like it's your bank on the phone, or Microsoft, or Adobe, or PayPal, or eBay, or you can, the list can go on and on and on. The thing is, you're not going to trust that person. You're going to hang up the phone, and then you're going to seek a trusted phone number. If it's your bank, pull out, go to their website and see what their number is. And by the way, don't even search for their website. You need to know the address of your bank website. If it's Bank of America, go to bankofamerica.com. If it's PNC, go to pnc.com. If it's Truist, truist.com. Know the address of your bank website and go there. Get their number there, or pull out your debit card and call them from that. You're not going to do a search, because we have seen customers that do a search and they find, let's say they're doing a search for Microsoft support. Well, you know what? You're going to find places that aren't Microsoft. And if you call them, here's a key. If you call Microsoft, any of the big companies, and you get someone on the phone right away, you're not talking to them. And we even had a customer this week that had a situation where they were on the phone. They thought they were on the phone with Microsoft. Even they knew they were hacked, and they brought their computer in here. We cleaned it up. We got rid of the scammers. And even when they picked it up, I was going over with them the threats and what had happened. And they still did not know that the person they were talking to was a scammer. They thought this was legitimate. They thought they were talking to Microsoft. They said, well, they said they were Microsoft. Again, trust no one. Call them back. Listen, we are a reseller and a partner of Microsoft. We resell their product. We can't pick up the phone and call them. If we want to initiate a conversation with them, we have to create a support ticket. And sometime in the next 24 hours, someone that's from another country that speaks another language as their first and primary language will call us back. It'll be difficult to understand them, but they will call us back sometime within the next 24 hours. And so, if you get on the phone with them right away, you're not talking to who you think you are. Now, of course, with your bank, you'll probably be on hold for a while, but you will get, within 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, sometimes even an hour. I've been on hold with them for a long time. It's worth it to spend that extra time to make sure you're talking to the right person. And this way, you're making sure you're actually initiating the phone call, and you're initiating the phone call to a trusted, known number, and you're going to actually make sure that you are dealing with the person you think you're dealing with, as opposed to just trusting the person on the phone. Here's the thing. A lot of you, and I know this, a lot of you are from a generation where you could trust people, where a person's word was their bond, where you could shake hands and a matter was settled. If you said you would do something, or someone else said they would do something, and you shook hands on it, that was it. It was going to happen. Well, sadly, not everyone in America is like that today. And certainly when you're dealing with people in foreign countries, just because they say that they're going to do something or that they're legitimate doesn't mean that they are. Trust no one. I hope you've liked this video, that you've learned something from it. If you have, please click the like button, click subscribe, click the bell to be notified when we release new videos. And remember, when you have cybersecurity problems, you need a faster PC.